Hello parents, this is Mr. Ring. So in this video, which has two parts, all right, I'm gonna show you, in case you haven't done so, a lot of experience with Excel, how to read the spreadsheet for this particular class as it pertains to the students' grades. Okay, so now you're gonna get this document approximately every 3 weeks, and when you get it, all right, as soon as you open the file, it's gonna look something like this. All right, so and the way you're gonna so the first part of the video is this. I'm just gonna show you like a 3 to 5 minute version of how to read the grades, very briefly, and then for the rest of the video I'm gonna show you some of the more key details or nuances of the worksheet, because the spreadsheet actually shows you all the information you need to know for the year, actually. So that's why I like doing this so much. Now, one of the first things you got to figure out is where your student is at. So now this is a file from 3 years ago. So at the bottom of the worksheet, there are four tabs, right? And so make sure that you're selected the right tab by the homeroom of your student. So let's say your student is in homeroom 609, and then you can find them by the number that I gave you at the beginning of the year. So remember when you email me with your email address and I reply to you with the student ID number? That's the one. All right, that's the number. So okay, let's say your student's the first student here, right? With the number, oops, with the number that ends in 8749. Now again, these numbers aren't actually real numbers. They're just randomly generated 4-digit numbers, codes that I use. All right, so that way, like these numbers don't really lead back to the identity of the person. Actually, now the way this is done is according to the school's grading policy. So classwork. All right, let me highlight the column. All right, right here. All right, so highlighted by the column. So classwork, homework, quizzes and exams, and the average so far. Now, the reason why it says MP4 average up here is because this was a completed document from 3 years ago, right? So hence the MP4 thing. So now this is the old grading policy. So this was, yeah, classwork used to be 30%, homework was 20, the rest is 50. All right, the grading policy changed a little bit. So classwork is now 25%. Homework is 25%. Quizzes, exams is 50%. So what you do is you take a weighted average. So, a lot of times students, all right, take these three numbers and they add and divide it by three. That's not really how you should do it. All right, you should take 25% of classwork, and then 25% of homework, and then take 50% of quizzes and exams, and you add it, and then you get a figure, which is the average so far. Okay, and that's really all you need to read, actually. For us, in the first marking period, the report cards, right, it's done in orange. Second is done in green. Third marking period is done in we only have three marking periods now, so third marking period is done in blue. All right, and then at the end, you see this yellow column here is the average of those three grades. All right, so that would kind of show you how their grades would look like by June, by this coming June, how the grades would look like on the transcript as they will appear to high schools. All right, so that's it. That's the first part. So if that's all the information you need, you could stop watching the video now. Okay, so that's it. Just make sure you're on the right tab, find your student, via these 4-digit codes, and if you can't find them, shoot me an email and I can help you with that. Okay. All right, now let's continue on then. So, what other things do you need to see? So, let's say you're checking your child's grade, right? And for the person here, the line that I've highlighted, their homework is only 92.13. And so you might be wondering, hey, what's going on there? Why is my kid's homework at 92? Like, shouldn't they be doing every homework? Here's what you can do. So if you scroll up, all right, and we'll scroll up a little bit faster, you will see that there are actually different sections. of this spreadsheet. Okay, so the one that going backwards, going upwards, quizzes, exams, that's 50% of the grade, right? And if you keep going up, you see their homework up here. All right. Now this is done in purple because this is the last marking period. The last time I looked at this. Okay. All right. The light just went off. All right. So you can go through now 3703, right? So we can actually just go through like this. And this is why I really, really like using an Excel spreadsheet because it highlights the student whether they're doing homework or not. All right. Now let's go all the way to the fourth marking period. All right. So let's say like, I don't know, 7 months from now, you're seeing this, right? You could scroll. So this was also a calendar, and you could scroll all the way to the right. All right. Now you see where all the purple numbers are. All right. That's the last marking period for marking period 4, at least what we used to have marking period 4. So as you can see, right, the person here on April 4th only did half the homework, had an incomplete homework, and you keep going, and then the person on what is that, May 16th didn't do the homework, so they got a 75 for homework for the week. And then subsequently on May 29th, right, they didn't do the homework, and because it's a 3-day week, they got a 67, so on and so forth. So that way you can check. The other way with homework, especially now that we're only doing on Delta Math, you could simply just ask your student to sign into Delta Math and just scroll through. It will tell you what homeworks and how many homeworks they missed, actually. So that will give you a very good uh, idea as to what their homework has been like. Okay, now let's go back downward. All right, so I'm going to scroll back downwards past quizzes and exams back to the original section. All right, this is the fourth section, by the way. So let's go back to this. All right, to the same student, or rather maybe even the student after that, right, at 7828. Right, the classwork's kind of low, 94.25, right? That way, you can scroll all the way up, pass exams, pass homework, go to the classwork, and you could go through this way. All right. So again, I'm going to slide through. All right. Again, this is the last marking period. So I'm just trying to be as accurate as possible. So I'm going to scroll all the way, all right, to April, the beginning of the fourth marking period. So the person lost half a point on the 2nd of April, was probably talking in class or off task. So the person on the week of the third week of May, right, lost half a point on Monday, lost half a point on Friday, so on and so forth. So you cannot. It's not just that you can see how your child is doing as a summary of grades from the very first thing that I show you today, but you can also get a very detailed look at how they've been doing in classwork wise, how they're doing in homework, and how they're doing in quizzes. All right. Now, speaking of quizzes, here I also keep track of all the quizzes and exams. So let's go back to the first student. No, let's go back to 7828. Right. So the student, these are the students. Quiz grades and exam grades over the course of the year. Again, it's color coded, right? Orange is first marking period, green second, blue in the third marking period. Now, you see these little red corners, tabs on the corner. If you slide your cursor over, it'll tell you what topic that was. All right. So, for example, quiz 2 was greatest common factor, LCM, which we actually just did a couple of weeks ago. So on and so forth, exams, all that stuff. Okay. So you can kind of tell, okay, what exam did the student perform the lowest on, for example, because this student had like terrific grades. Look, oh, there's a 92 there. That's the third exam, E3, right? Oh, integers. Maybe the person struggled with integers. Okay. Stuff like that. All right. Lastly, and then I'll gonna have to go. This acts as a calendar. So if the days are in like this baby blue, all right, it's a day off, like this curriculum night, all right, so on and so forth. So that's another great thing. It tells you all the upcoming dates. So for example, um, on November 9th from 3 years ago, the marking period ended that week, and then on the 16th, the marking period 1 report cards were distributed, right? If you keep going, right, that was Thanksgiving, the 22nd, 23rd, so on and so forth. If you go all the way to the spring, it will show you even the state test grade, days. All right. So April 2nd, ELA state test, ELA state test, ELA state test, and then so on and so forth. Right here, we got spring break. These 3 days, right? We got the math state test, so on and so forth. Okay. And even the holidays, toward June. So, yeah, I think that covers everything, hopefully. And so I'm going to stop here. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for watching this. If you got any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you or even walk you through it. Okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. OMG, that was so good.